All right, gang. As promised, we have the gang from Cause of Affliction on the line. Well, 3/4 of the gang anyway. We got Gary, Billy, and Amanda on the phone. Guys, how you doing?
Doing good.
Doing great.
Doing awesome.
Hey, thanks for calling in tonight and taking the time to hang out with us for a little bit.
Not a problem. It's always a good time.
Cool.
Yeah, anytime, man.
So now, take us back to the beginning. And when did Cause of Affliction begin? How did you guys come together? And give us a little history on the band.
Oh, we want me to start this one, guys?
Yeah, you got this, Bill.
That's all you got.
Back in 2011, I had Craig, in a previous band, and Matt, who's not with us tonight, but he's the bass player in Cause of Affliction, answered the ad and came down to rehearsal at this spot and started writing for another band. And we were there for a little bit, and we kind of didn't hit it off, and we kind of ended up branching off and leaving that band. And then that's how Cause of Affliction came together with me and Matt. We started writing some tunes, trying to look for a drummer, and, we had a hard time at that. And then, he said he knew this girl, and he was going to bring her down, and, mannequin in the picture, and, that's the birth of Cause of Affliction,
Cool. So now, when did Gary get in the picture there?
Gary came later on. We started writing songs, the three of us, me, Matt, and Mandy, and, we started playing out instrumentals. We played our first show, and, we thought it was like a one-off, but, we did well the first show, and then, we got asked by the band to keep playing shows as a three-piece with no vocals. We did that for about maybe 6-7 months, and then finally, Gary answered that and came down, and, that was it. We tried out a bunch of singers, and Gary came down, and that was the actual birth of the four of us.
Very cool. So how'd you guys decide on the name Cause of Affliction?
Oh, let Andy take that one, yeah.
I'll take that one. Are we all breaking up, or is that just me hearing that?
It sounds like Bill's breaking up a little.
Yeah, Bill, I think you're breaking up a little on there. But,
all right.
Bill, well, the name Cause of Affliction actually came from the Bible. When Jesus was being crucified, he was scourged, and scourged is basically another word for an affliction, and that was the whip is the cause of his affliction, which is the scars he has all over him and the whips and everything like that. And then I kind of tied it into us all having our own afflictions. Everybody kind of has their own little problems that they have to overcome and that they have to deal with and kind of bear through life. We all have our own scars and problems that we try to overcome. We all show them in a different way, either like mentally, physically, there's just all different afflictions we can all have, so we can kind of all relate to that together. But that's basically where it came from. It was originated from the Bible there.
Very cool. So tell us about the songwriting, because you guys are working on a new CD. Is that correct?
Yeah, the new CD. We pretty much did all of our parts. All the recording is done. It came along beautifully, really fast. We went in there, banged it out. Have an amazing engineer, and two engineers really. Joe and Jay from JL Studios did a great job. Just everything's getting banged out. It's all going to be done really, really soon. It's just in the mixing and mastering stage right now. So yeah, as far as the songwriting process goes, that's usually just it's going to either happen between Billy and Matt coming up with ideas together. Billy will write the verse riff or what will be the verse riff, and then Matt will go in and put in the chorus or what have you. But we all have a lot of say because every time we write songs, pretty much we all sit together and bounce ideas off of each other, and that's how we write songs.
Very cool. So now, how would you describe your sound to people?
The real something. I think it's different. Everybody that hears us pretty much compares us to somebody different, which I kind of think it's a good thing in that sense, because that means we're kind of like like a chameleon to the ears, if you want to say that. Like, everybody can kind of see us the way they want to see us. I mean, the most we really get, though, is like a Metallica, Pantera comparison. But like, Matt's bass playing style is very on the funk side, which is different, too. So then we get like he gets like a little Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers and a Mudvayne kind of feel to it there. Bill is more on, like, when he started out with us, he was more a bluesy guy. He didn't really wasn't a huge fan of metal until we kind of got him into it, but now he's ripping away and shredding. And then Gary's always been, I know, like a huge Metallica fan, like that stuff. And me, I grew up listening to 80s metal, stuff like that. And a lot of my beats, believe it or not, like, have a hip-hop feel to it. I don't know how that came about, but like, people tell me that, too. So we really all just contribute a different style of music into one, so it's not just your basic, like, cookie-cutter metal or cookie-cutter rock kind of stuff. We kind of try to throw a little bit of something for everybody in there, you know?
Cool, very cool. And, you know, I definitely would agree with that. I to say you sounded specifically like a certain band, I don't know if I could do that, but the way you just explained it, that nails it right on the head.
Well, thank you.
Have a lot of different influences that come out all kinds of different ways. If we like it, if it sounds good, it's in one of our songs.
Cool. So now,
the new stuff is like completely different. I prefer the new stuff. It's Korn and Pantera went out and one night stand, you know, and Pantera out with Pop COA. That's the new stuff.
Bill, you're breaking up kind of a lot.
yeah. Billy, you want to try calling back in, man?
Try calling back in, bro.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So now,
I think what he was just trying to get across was that the new stuff, we, for the most part, we've all kind of decided it's like if Korn and Pantera had a baby.
Yeah, it's like really out there.
Yeah.
cool, man. So now you guys play a lot of live shows. You're always posting. You're always playing out, man. What would you guys say are the best and the worst things about playing the live gigs?
Oh, boy. Probably want to say that. Well, the best part, I mean, who doesn't love playing a live gig? You know, it's awesome getting all, well, I don't know if it's different for a guy, but as a girl, it's nice to get all dressed up and pretty and put on special clothes. And
that's the same for me, too. Don't feel bad.
Okay, cool. I thought so. You never know. But it's always fun doing that. You know, it's always fun being an entertainer and just kind of, I know when I'm behind the kit, I feel like a completely different person than like in everyday life. You know, you get to kind of be whoever you want there and just let it all out. And it's also cool to be able to share your art with somebody, you know, something you created from scratch and stuff like that. That's a positive thing, obviously, and it's also cool, you know, making new fans and new friends all the time. Like, we all love meeting new people and talking to them and getting new friends. A lot of pluses, but then, of course, there's the bad things. You know, we don't always get paid as much as we like to, and then we're using all our gear, and then sometimes we have to share other people's gear, so that kind of hurts us. Like, I know Bill, for example, sometimes if he goes through a different rig, it's not giving the full sound, like, of Cause of Affliction in the full form. So that kind of sucks. And then other people use your equipment and destroy it on you. And then it's always the worst when, you know, you're playing to that one guy. You know, you're hoping for a good show, and you're just playing to the bartender. Those shows kind of get bummed, make us bummed out. But, you know, there's pluses and minuses to everything, especially when you're an artist and, you know, you're sharing something that you're really pouring all your blood, sweat, and tears into. You really want to let everybody hear it and show them what you're capable of, you know?
Very
so
cool.
I don't know
Well,
if Billy, you want to add anything?
Billy, I was asking Gary and Amanda here.
Right. Break it up, or?
Yeah, no, you sound much better, much better.
All right. Wait a minute.
Now you're breaking up again.
Well, I was asking.
I'm standing in one spot. I don't know what's going on, so.
I was asking Gary and Amanda, what are the best and the worst things about playing the live gigs, man?
That was
Billy, for you?
Oh, okay, the best one was into a film last year. You know, I kind of heard what Manny was saying. You know, it's kind of tough. You know, when you go to a show and there's like not a lot of people there and you know, stuff like that, and the gear situation. But yeah, I would say you know, if you travel to a far gig and there's not many people there, you know, it gets tough to throw down like full energy and you know give it all. But you know, we've learned as of late that you know, no matter what show you play, no matter where you play, to how many people there, you got to give it 100%, 150% actually, because you never know who's going to be there. And if you're going to get one fan out of that show, then that's one more than you had. And as far as like you know, bum shows, like exactly a gear situation. If you go there and you know, I'm playing through a different rig than I'm used to, you know, my tone's going to sound different. It's going to, you know, kind of affect, you know, what it sounds like on stage. You know, I mean, different things factor in, you know.
Cool. How about you, Gary?
I would just say that the highlights for me is, it's like Mandy was saying earlier, you feel, I mean, you become like a different person. The way I act on stage is a far cry from how I really am. But it's something that's kind of buried deep down inside that I get to release playing, you know, doing a show, performing, entertaining. I love entertaining people. I love, my highlight above all others is the interaction between, you know, the people that are watching us and ourselves, because I feed off of that. And if it's not there, you know, if we're playing, you know, if maybe we got thrown on a show that maybe Cause of Affliction doesn't really fit or whatever the case may be, and they're not really into it, and that's okay too. We're still going to show them who the hell we are. So, I mean, that's the other two covered the rest of what I would have said too.
Very cool. Well, guys, the first song I want to play tonight is Sweet Farewell. What can you tell us about the tune?
Sweet Farewell is still one of my favorites off the first CD. It's got a little bit of a melodic twist in it as far as my singing approach, because normally I'm just barking at the mic, but it's got some heart and feeling into it, and it's pretty damn heavy.
Cool. All right, gang, check it out. This is Sweet Farewell from Cause of Affliction. We'll be right back. All right, gang, welcome back. We are here with the gang from Cause of Affliction, 3/4 of the gang, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, again, thanks for hanging out with us tonight and taking the time to be with us. So, I guess I got a question for each of you. I guess, Amanda, we can start with you. When did you first pick up the sticks, and when did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
Well, like I said a little earlier, I kind of grew up, like, my dad really got me into, like, the metal aspect of things. Like, I grew up listening to, like, Kiss and AC/DC and Metallica, stuff like that. And I just always would kind of focus in on the drums when I was listening to those songs. I just loved it, like, just that heavy bass drum and everything like that. And so I decided when I was about 16 that I wanted to give it a go and give it a try. And I took a couple lessons and just to kind of get the basics down. And then I kind of just, stopped playing for a long time. I went to college for 4 years. I didn't play pretty much the whole time I was gone away. And then when I came back from college, that's when I met Matt, and him and Billy were jamming together. And Matt asked me if I wanted to try out for the band, and I was like so nervous because I told him, I'm like, I don't really have much experience at all. I've never played with any other musicians besides, like, I played actually at my church for a little while too. So that was really only the experience I had with other musicians. So I was terrified, and I came down and I tried out, and I was a little rough in the beginning. I didn't really know what I was doing, but then I kind of picked it up, and they all, agreed that I was a good fit. And so I kept showing up for more practices, and then we all started writing stuff together and making what you now know as Cause of Affliction. And, I guess if it wasn't for Matt, I probably would have never really even been in a band playing drums. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't, I wasn't fully experienced with it. So now I love it. I can't ever stop playing drums. Now I love doing it so much. But, I don't know where I'm going with that. But, but anyways, so I've technically only really been playing seriously for like these past 3 years that I've been in Cause of Affliction. Like I said before that, I didn't play with any musicians. I just kind of diddled around on the drums and stuff like that. So I'm really still a newbie in the drum world, but I have a lot to learn, and I'm looking forward to learning more.
Cool, very cool. How about you, Billy, man? When did you pick up your guitar?
Can you hear me? Am I clear?
Yeah.
All right. Actually, I started late myself. I picked up the guitar like when I was 11. I played it for like 6 months, and then it broke, and then never bothered getting it fixed, and then I put it down until like my mid-20s, and then I picked it up. But what actually got me playing guitar, like in my mid-20s, I heard Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love blues, and I heard him, and that was it. I went and got a Stratocaster knockoff and started learning blues licks, and just took it from there. And then I met these guys, and they got me into metal. So I was really there. Cause of Affliction was like my introduction to metal. And I learned quite a bit from just jamming with these guys. And now I'm writing some of the heaviest shit that we ever come up with.
Awesome, man. Awesome. How about you, Gary, man? When did you first start singing? When did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
So I've played everything that a normal rock band would play. I started out on drums for a while, and then, I picked up the bass for a little bit, and then I went to guitar, and singing was always on the back burner. It was like just for fun. And one of the last few little goof-around bands that I was in, they needed a drummer, so I was playing drums, but they also needed a singer, so I was doing both. And then when I had come to PA, I had the itch. I always have to have a musical project going on. And so I was introduced by a friend that I had. He said, check out this band called Affliction. I looked them up on Reverb Nation, and then, I seen their Craigslist ad, looking for a singer. And then, so I was like, screw it, that's not normally what I do. I've never been just a front man like that. But I said, let me go ahead and give it a shot. So singing was just like, I had no idea first coming out, and as far as, like, being a front man, I can relate with Mandy with being new to the drums, because I had no idea how to, you know, just sing and interact with the crowd. And so for a little while there, it was pretty boring, my stage presence. It was just kind of standing there and bobbing my head a little bit.
The leg bobbing.
The leg bob, yeah, I don't know where the hell that came from, but yeah, it was. So it took time to kind of realize. Where did it come from?
Yeah, we got that keg, and we were open for El Nino, and the first time he banged that keg, that bat whacked off the keg and smacked him upside his head, and then he became the front man.
Yeah, there you go.
It like knocked some sense into him, and ever since that, he was a different beast.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
so, yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Cool. Well, now I was going to touch on that. I was going to, say that, you play a very unorthodox percussion instrument, which is a beer keg, right?
Yeah.
So tell us how that came
up. What's up?
Tell us how that came about, man. How'd the keg come in the picture?
Okay. Well, first of all, let me make my joke to say, since I don't get to play an instrument in the band, it is my instrument. But I guess what had happened was me and Billy was taking a trip up to New York to help a family member out moving some furniture, and we were listening to, I don't remember if we were listening to Korn with that song Ball Tongue that they have, where they put a peg in there, or we were listening to Slipknot. One of the two. But we said we were just starting to think about, trying to think about different things that we could do with the band, and one of the things was, hey, it'd be cool if we had a keg I could bash, and of course we were talking shit, saying, oh yeah, Mandy and Matt's not going to let that fly, they're going to say it's too Slipknot or whatever. But we get to where we were headed, and lo and behold, no BS, there was like 5 empty beer kegs. As soon as we got out of the truck, there was just 5 empty beer kegs on the lawn. And we were like, yeah, that if that ain't a sign, I don't know what is. So we took one, and that's just how that happened.
That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. And it helps you guys stand out from all the other bands. When I seen you live at the Meltdown last year, and I seen you roll out this keg, and I was like, what the hell? And then you're playing it. You're playing the keg, and it blew me away. I thought that was great.
Yeah, it's fun because you don't have to really think about it. As long as I'm in time with the rest of them and don't bash my head off the baseball bat like I've done a couple times, it's all good.
Cool. Very cool. So, Amanda, who would you say are your personal musical influences?
I have a broad spectrum, I guess. I love the drummer for Machine Head, Dave McClain. I think he's awesome. I love Dan Carey from Tool. I love how he uses just pretty much everything. He doesn't play traditional just boom snap stuff like that. He really plays the whole kit. And I know a lot of people kind of give Lars a bad rap, but he's a good drummer. You can't say he's not a good drummer. I know people bust his ass, but he's a good drummer. He's a big influence of mine. Vinnie Paul is, of Pantera. Believe it or not, Ian Pace from Deep Purple. I think he's an awesome drummer, too. I don't know. I guess there's all different aspects of a drummer that you can really like. I guess I just like people that try something different with the drums. So somebody that's not just your typical, play just your boom snap, or just somebody who's really good at serving the song and just doing what they're supposed to. So yeah, those I guess. Oh, and the Rev, he's not alive anymore, but from Avenged Sevenfold, he was actually one of my biggest influences too. When I first heard him playing on early Avenged Sevenfold stuff, Sounding the Seventh Trumpet and Waking the Fallen albums, I was blown away by that. That was a big thing that actually got me into liking the drums too. But yeah.
Very cool.
Those are the biggest ones.
Billy, how about you, man? Who's your musical influences?
Influences, it always goes back to blues for me. Stevie Ray, Jimi Hendrix, metal-wise, I love Dimebag, Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains. Slash. I like a lot of tasteful players. Especially when it comes to lead playing, a lot of tasteful players like that. Pretty much everything. I mean, I listen to every single genre of music out there except for new country, and I take influences from everything. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah, that's about it. I take from everybody.
Very cool. Very cool. How about you, Gary?
I have to say the same as far as just taking from everybody, but the people that just really stick with me and I just admire a lot as far as whether it be their singing or their stage presence would be Paul Stanley from Kiss, James Hetfield, and Corey Taylor from Slipknot. It's just I love the angry, like, I'm so pissed off with the world type of vibe that they put out there, and just make other people feel like, let me get this off my chest while I'm at a live show. And, of course, at the same time, like, people like Miles Kennedy or Paul Stanley, people that I cannot sound like, way out of my range, but just the way they get the interaction with the crowd and stuff like that. So those are the people that I've grown up with, listening to, and that I admire. And anybody who's fans of any of those singers, if they watched enough of me at a live show, they're going to pick that up.
Very cool. Very cool. So now, guys, when you're not writing, touring, rehearsing, or just doing work for the band, what do you do for a day off? What's just a kickback day of relaxation for you guys, Amanda?
Well, I like to do anything I can. I love, now winter's over, but during winter, my other hobby is skiing. I love to ski. Always been a huge skier. And then in the summer, I like to I love outdoor stuff. I'm a huge, I love quadding and stuff like that. Little day trips here and there, just going to see new places and walking around and going to the movies sometime. Nothing too crazy, but I'm always open for doing anything, I'm not that kind of person that you throw an idea out there, I'm game to try it,
Cool, very cool. How about you, Billy, man?
Oh, I love being outdoors. I love camping, fishing, stuff like that. Spending time with my daughter and my wife. Days off. I'm a busy guy, so days off usually for me are like Sunday. But anything outdoors I like, and just music too. When I'm not off, I'm still playing music. I've always got a guitar around.
Awesome. Hey, Gary, how about you?
Let's see. I would say when the time is right, the season. Definitely love fishing. I love camping. Haven't been able to do it in quite a while. Outdoorsy kind of guy myself. But, if it's a typical weekend, I'm just hanging out with friends and listening to music. I could speak for everybody in this band. It's just music. We love it. We breathe it. And it's even when we're not playing a show, whatever, we're probably still around it. So, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
And eating shrimp.
Eating shrimp, too. Got to have my crawfish, my shrimp.
Awesome. So, what would you say is your most memorable moment so far, Amanda?
Oh, boy. So many memories. I don't know if I can really pick one out that really... I guess some of the most awesome things so far are getting to share the stage with some bands that I actually grew up listening to. Before I even thought about playing drums myself, we've opened up for Diecast a couple times. I've been to a bunch of their concerts before, and now I'm on the stage with them. And we've opened up for El Nino and Queensryche, and who else have we opened up for? Kiss and Def Leppard, kind of. But Mushroomhead, that was pretty awesome, too. Those are all, very memorable things right there, just being able to say you shared the stage with those people. And then, we've made a lot of great friends along the way, too. We have a lot of stories with, our fans that have come to our shows and we hang out with. And just, even within the band, hanging out with Bill, Gary, and Matt all together just as bandmates, a lot of great memories alone right there, just being friends, So nothing too crazy, believe it or not.
Cool. How about you, Billy?
Pretty much every show we played is a memorable one to me. Every chance we get to, share the stage with whomever is we always I have to take something from it that's memorable. All those bands we open for, it's amazing. But I don't know. As a whole, just the most memorable thing is being able to play music with these guys each and every time I take the stage. I couldn't have asked for better musicians or better people to share my art with and to create music with than these four. That in itself is memories for me. Period.
Very cool, Gary.
It's just the passion that is in the three others and myself. It's really awesome to be able to. We definitely feel like a family. It definitely feels like a marriage at this point. When we go up on stage and so comfortable with each other now, and so that's a great feeling of being in this band. And just to say that whatever may happen with Cause of Affliction, we're going to keep pressing forward, but the accomplishments that we've already had, I will cherish forever, whether it be opening up for bands that, I never would have thought of that we would, or, now we're on our second album, getting put out, all those things are great things to say, 80 years old, what I've done.
Very cool. Cool. So now let's take it the other way. Do you guys have any Spinal Tap moments you want to share with us, Amanda? No exploding drummers, obviously, right?
No exploding drummers. Me personally, I've never had anything crazy bad happen. I've had gear issues before. I've had my pedal break in the middle of a show, or a simple crack, or a stand fall over on me or something like that. Little things like that. But I think I really haven't had anything too crazy happen to me. I'm not falling off stage or anything. I think the most Spinal Tap thing we had was what Bill mentioned earlier about Kerry whacking himself in the head with the bat. That was pretty awesome and funny, but nothing I can really think of unless you guys think of something.
Billy?
Yeah, gear issues, we've all had that. Guitars cutting out, tube amps blowing up, Nothing really Spinal Tap, Nothing really. Gary probably has the most Spinal Tap story there.
Yeah. Gary had a couple of Spinal Tap moments. So I would say the first time whacking myself in the head and got this big cheeseburger nut, as Billy likes to call it, for the first show when we was opening up for El Nino. And then I did that one more time. I guess, 3 strikes, I'm not out. I only did it twice. I hit myself in the head with the bat, and I started bleeding. And but I just kept playing, or singing, rather. And then I remember for that show that you were at, Never Metal Meltdown, when we all covered Creeping Death, I went and I jumped up, just trying to be an entertainer or whatever. I jumped up, and I fell straight on my freaking face. And I just played it off like I didn't do nothing wrong, but totally missed my feet on the way down. So if anything, I've had the most, and I get caught up by frickin' Billy and Matt's guitars all the time. But other than that, I've had the most excitement, I guess.
Yeah, and then there was that time too where you took a bite of a chicken wing before you sang and choked on it in the middle.
Yeah, you choked on it live on stage.
Yeah, I did that too.
Oh, that's great. Again, the next song I want to play tonight is Salami. What can you tell us about the tune?
That's a fan favorite, that one there. That's like that's the song that pretty much started it for us with like our fans. I'll play it to this day, and just it was probably like one of the first I don't know, pretty good songs we wrote as a band, and I like to call that the caveman riff. If you had like a caveman walk through the woods and came across the guitar, that's like the first riff that he probably would have ever wrote. It's like so simple and so caveman-like, but people just really like that song,
Cool, very cool. All right, listeners, check it out. This is Salami, Cause of Affliction, and we'll be right back.
surprise. How does it feel knowing that you're gonna die? The future's clear, it's a matter of time. Act what is real and I take what is mine. Break your will as I take your life. Burn your bridges, least with lies. Hold your tongue and wait for it. The gobble falls, it's all over with. There's no reason, no lesson, no time to waste. As I break this wall, you better like the taste. Ask yourself what to do as I take what is given away from you. Feel the blood, the taste on your lips. I really said now the dog gets bit. Taking freedom in my calloused hands. How does it feel knowing you're the lesser man? Death is calling, break your spirit and will. My domination is your blood to spill. Life in this world, you shoes can't fill. Now take a second for these lives to drown. Reach your will as I take your life. Burn your bridges, least with lies. Hold your tongue and wait for it. The gavel falls, it's all over with. Freedom is a lie. Freedom is a lie. Freedom is a lie. It's all freedom is lie. Seminars, victim of your own demise. Trying to get rid of people, we will never die. Face your fate, a premonition on the rise. Get what you deserve, look into my eyes. Death is calling, break your spirit and will. My domination is your blood to spill. Life in this world, you shoes can't kill. Now take a second for these lives to drown. Reach your will, as I take your life. Burn your bridges, least with lies. Hold your tongue and wait for it. The gavel falls, it's all over with.
All right, gang, we're back with the gang from Cause of Affliction. Guys, how you doing?
Pretty good. Doing awesome.
So,
I want to give Ken a shout out, you know.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I was just saying.
Hey, what's up, Ken Jones? How you been? Say hello to you and your wife.
Very
What's
cool.
up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Can't wait to see you again.
You know, I got to give credit where credit's due, man. With this benefit for Behind the Gray, I was, reading the post Mike was putting out, and I was kicking on the ideal, and I reached out to Ken, and by the time I got out of work the next day, he had a venue, a date, a time, the bands. I mean, the man's incredible. He really is. So, dude.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Ken. Thanks, brother.
It's like a family.
Yeah.
Families stick together, and if someone in the family's hurting, you got their backs, and that's the cool thing about this area is, like, the bands, like, we all got to work as a whole, you know what I mean? And you're only as strong as a weak link, and really, all the bands pull together and got each other's back. I mean, that's the scene, the strength of the scene.
And that's something I always talk about on the show when I have local bands on is our scene here is incredible. The camaraderie, the brotherhood, the sisterhood. It's just incredible how, if somebody's down, everybody pitches in to help out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, and
that's how it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you hear all the horror stories from, bands from like the big cities that it's nothing like that where they come from, and it's so cool that it's like that here.
Yeah. The cool thing about that, as I think about it, is if you really look at the last big scene was like the Seattle scene. If you really think about it, like that scene, it was like it was a bigger city, but they still had that small town vibe, and all the bands worked together. And look how many bands, like, when that scene exploded, look how many bands came out of that area. I mean, I believe that, like, here, I mean, the talent in this area is unreal, and we just need that chance. I mean, there's a lot of bands around here that can compete on a worldwide level musically.
Oh yeah, that's what I always say. The talent here is unbelievable. The original talent, it never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah.
So, guys, now you guys are working on your second CD. Would you guys say you evolved as a band compared to the first CD?
Oh God, yeah.
That's no question in that. No question. That's the Cause of Affliction, Freedom is a Lie album is very much us just getting to know each other, growing as a band, knowing where we fit, and coming along. This second CD is we know who the hell we are now, and it's a monster. It's it's so funny because it's so cliche. Every band, whether they be a huge band or a local band, I'm sure they all say the same thing with their next album. Talking about how much better it is or how it's going to kick your ass or whatever. That's the truth. I know all four of us feel that way.
Absolutely.
Very
I mean, the first album was like kindergarten. This is like, out of college, this album. I mean, it's unreal. I mean, every single song on it is going to kick you right in your ass.
Yep.
Awesome. And you've had years together now, playing, rehearsing, fine-tuning, and I've heard the new song, unbelievable. It blew me away. We'll play that a little bit later on, but yeah, you can definitely, you guys stepped it up. You're to the next level, definitely.
Yep. We when we were going to figure out what the single would be, it was kind of difficult because Time to Rise, we've always loved Time to Rise, but Time to Rise has actually been around for quite a while. So the locals that, us friends and fans that have seen us a lot, they're very familiar with Time to Rise. So when it came to trying to figure out what the single would be, it was a little difficult because we didn't know which. We were so proud of all the songs. But in the very end, we decided, that's Time to Rise kind of, as a whole, probably represents us the best. And what we are as a band, and that's, I think, the main thing we were trying to get across with releasing that song.
Cool, very cool. So now, are you guys, are you on a label? Are you looking for a label?
Well, we're definitely not on a label. But as far as looking for a label, I guess, if a good enough opportunity comes along for us, we'd probably look into it. But it seems like now a lot of bands can kind of make it just by doing it on their own at this point. I mean, a lot of people don't really buy CDs anymore, and tour support is tough. And I don't even know. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, like what you said. I mean, it's tough nowadays. Labels pretty much don't exist anymore, and if they do, they're usually like independent labels. The big labels. I mean, why do you think all the bands from like 60s, 70s, and 80s are still like, relevant? I mean, they go with a safe bet. They go with something that's a proven sale. They don't want to take chances now with new bands because it's not a proven hit. It's not a proven moneymaker. They don't do it like the old days where they would take a band from its beginning, put money into them, put them on the road, grow the product, and and then by their second or third album, they'll be ready to go. Nowadays, they want you. If your first song is going to hit, your second song is going to hit, you're gone. You're dropped. So it's tough nowadays.
Right.
I would say, yeah, I definitely agree with that, Billy. I think for us, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, keep trying to play, keep trying to flick to as many people as we can, and whatever comes our way or doesn't come our way, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. And, we can't, in this day and age, we can't really rely on, we can't have it in our mind, like, we just got to get that record label, because those days, they're not completely gone, but as the way as we've brought up to, or grown up to know them, they are gone. It doesn't happen the way it used to, like Billy was saying. So
right.
We're just going to keep trying to reach out to people.
Cool. And that's nowadays, like with so much social media, you almost don't need that major label record deal. Not that a band wouldn't want one, but it seems like first you have to get that following. Then once you have a great following, then the labels want a piece of the action. That's what it seems like nowadays.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
they're looking for the numbers.
That's
what they want, the numbers.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it, and it's a shame. It's a shame.
They want you to be ready to go, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, what advice would you have for bands just starting out, Amanda?
For bands just starting out, well, first of all, I think you really have to have like full commitment and heart to really do it. I mean, there's people who just do it just to have fun, and that's a different story too. But if you're really looking to just put all your heart and soul into it, you really have to be willing to make, a lot of sacrifices and really just make it top of your list, you know what I mean? And you really just have to try and not burn bridges either. I know a lot of people kind of, think they're, I don't know how to explain that better, but if you want to do it, like, do it to make friends and to make, fans like that. Don't do it because, you want to compete with somebody else or you think you're better than anybody else. You kind of have to just do it because you love doing it and because you love being part of the scene and you want to see it grow. Like, a lot of people, I think, get to the point where they're just like, well, I'm better than you and I'm the best band around and blah, blah, blah. But that kind of hurts you in the end, I think. So I just think you just have to stay grounded and just love to do it and do it because you love to do it, not really hoping for anything too crazy. If that happens for you and you make it, that's awesome. But at the same time, you got to do it solely because you love it,
Cool. Billy?
I have to say, to a band that's first starting out is, number one, do it because you love the music. And another main thing is, don't try to be the next Slipknot. Don't try to be the next Lamb of God. Be true to yourself. Play what comes naturally. The world doesn't need another one of those bands. The world needs something new. The world of music needs that new, fresh sound. Be that next Lamb of God. Be that next, Slipknot, but in your style. The world already has one of those bands. Another thing too is if you get in this to be famous and make millions and millions, look elsewhere. It's not going to happen. You got to love the music. Period. First and foremost, do it because you love to do it, and like Mandy said, commitment's got to be there. It's not like something that comes easy. I mean, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of time, a lot of commitment, and just have fun when you're doing it, and be true to yourself, and everything will be true to yourself, and everything will work out all right.
Very cool. How about you, Gary?
I would say that first thing is once you get your people together to come up with a band, I mean, you're either going to have a good product or you're not, or you're going to get your product where it needs to be. And then from that point, if you do have that good product, just play your ass off. Play everywhere you can. Be, like they were saying, be grounded. Don't burn bridges. Don't piss people off. It can really hurt you. Don't have to be humble. Sometimes you come across people that they think they're hot shit, and nobody wants to work with those people. So if you want to have that kind of I don't know how you want to put it, ego or whatever, you can put that out there on stage. Otherwise, just be a good person. And just play, enjoy what the other two said, definitely. Just enjoy, love music first and foremost.
Very cool, very cool. Great advice from the three of us. And I always said if you're doing it for the money or the women or whatever or the fame.
I'm doing it for the women.
No, but you're in it for the wrong reasons, because it's definitely, I mean, that was 20, 30 years ago, maybe, not today.
Yeah. Right.
So, guys, upcoming shows, what do you got going on?
Bill, you're the schedule master. You remember dates really good.
Well, I actually, I'll speak from what I know of. This weekend we're off. Next weekend I know we're going to be in Pittsburgh at the Smiling Moose on Saturday. The following weekend, I believe we're going to be down in Philadelphia, I think. Yeah, we're playing Philadelphia on a Friday night. Upcoming show, a big show we have is we're open for the Adrenaline Mob down at Legendary Dobbs down in Philadelphia.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, we have a lot of shows coming up. Next Sunday. So, we have 2 Philadelphia shows coming up, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Virginia shows. I mean, we're playing a lot of area shows the next few weeks. We're only playing around the area locally, probably once every, what would you say, like a month and a half, 2 months?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we're doing that Behind the Gray benefit. That's a local show there, and then we're doing another one at the Penny. But other than that, we're trying to keep it more regional and out of the area, to try and build our fan base. But all our shows are up on Reverb Nation there, and our Facebook page. You can check them out and see where we're playing, and they're all right there. But that's what comes to mind. I take it on like a week-to-week basis because there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. Now, and I usually follow up with where can the listeners find you, but Facebook, Reverb Nation, anywhere else?
Reverb. Here's one, Gary.
Okay, YouTube. We have causeofaffliction.com. We got our YouTube. We got our Twitter. We got our Facebook. We have our SoundCloud. We still have songs, up on Spotify, stuff like that. So, I mean, pretty much any social media site, we're up on there.
Very cool, very cool. So the last song I want to play tonight is the new one, Time to Rise. What can you tell us about the tune?
Well, first of all, you better have a neck brace handy, because after you're done listening to that one, you're going to need it. I'm just busting.
Yeah. That's I remember when Billy wrote the riff for Time to Rise. I remember when this song was coming about. I just got so excited what was coming out of there. So the song is lyrically, I'll just speak lyrically real quick. The song is just about being put down by somebody who's done you wrong, and getting your payback. Taking somebody who thinks they're in power. You can take that in a lot of different ways. I like to write lyrics a little vague. People that think they're in power in any sort of level, knocking them off their little damn pedestal.
Very cool, very cool. Well, Amanda, Billy, Gary, I want to thank you for calling in tonight and hanging out with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anytime you want us back, you let us know.
Oh, you guys are welcome back anytime. You let me know. But yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Well, we'll see you at that benefit, Billy.
Yes, I definitely will be there. You guys hang on 1 second.
All right,
listeners,
awesome.
check this out. Time to Rise from Cause of Affliction. We'll be right back.